Before we get started, don't forget to turn on notifications for the latest US news by clicking on the subscribe button just below it. A federal judge in the case against Donald Trump's trial during the 2020 election process has warned that the former president's inflammatory comments could speed up the case. On Friday, in response to Trump's request for an easing of restrictions on evidence disclosed to his lawyers, District Court Judge Tanya Chutkin issued a ruling on what evidence Trump can make public. Briefly, Chutkin allowed Trump to share non-sensitive materials identified by prosecutors, but he quite narrowed the scope of these materials. Chutkin has largely rejected Trump's other demands as well. He stressed that he would not consider Trump's presidential campaign, noting that Trump's freedom of expression is not unlimited. The judge said, "This is a criminal case, and the defendant's desire to answer to his political opponents needs to take a step back." I said, Trump has called it a political witch hunt, noting that Joe Biden is on trial on 4 charges for trying to block his victory on January 6, 2021. In this context, his lawyers requested a less restrictive order to ensure the delivery of evidence that would assist Trump in defense preparation. Prosecutors in the office of Special Prosecutor Jack Smith stated immediately after Trump's conviction that there should be clear rules on how to use the evidence turned over to him to help his defense. Judge Chutkin noted that Trump's threatening of witnesses was a condition of their release before the trial, but he was unimpressed by the attempt by Trump's lawyers to classify witness statements, transcripts, and recordings as non-sensitive materials. The judge noted that the scope of the request from Trump's lawyers is broad and could potentially also cover accomplices. Tuesday, Donald Trump announced that he has a big, complex, detailed, but irrefutable report on presidential election rigging that took place in Georgia, which he will present at 11:00 On Monday, Trump insisted that based on this report, all charges should be dropped and he would be completely exonerated. Instead, Trump returned to the social media platform, which failed on Thursday night, to make an announcement with words so weasel, shaming that they were unflattering. The big press conference is no longer necessary because someone finally managed to tell Trump that he was digging his own legal grave. This, of course, is not like how the legal system works, but it doesn't matter because chicken feathers are flying now, and there won't be any irrefutable reports. Earlier in the day, ABC News reported that Trump's lawyers were trying to make it clear to Trump that talking on camera and repeating lies are criminal acts already contained in the indictment prepared by the grand jury of Fulton County, Georgia. And this will only complicate his legal problems, because in America, and most likely everywhere, spreading lies that are already causing difficulties in an environment where no one can face them makes things worse. It's unclear what these lawyers told Trump, but they should give him credit for shaking things up to the point where he finally broke through his thick orange shell and acknowledged the seriousness of the problem. The success of Trump saying he was leaving national television because my lawyers would prefer things to be done legally is remarkable. And take a look at Trump's clever, I believe declaration, which he added to the conversation to add a little more hey, I was just giving an opinion here. Soup. This is authorized legal work. But the cancellation of the lesson is incredibly sad. Trump can't take his time in front of the hot, steamy lights, which is disheartening. It's frustrating for Trump supporters who can't give it their all when he speaks. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and his team of inspectors must have been especially disappointed, as they undoubtedly opened a full pen to record perhaps a dozen recent illegal activities. Former US President Donald Trump has responded to allegations raised about his possible interference in the 2020 Georgian presidential election results. Faced with a new 98-page indictment, Trump announced on social media that he would hold an extensive press conference on these charges in New Jersey on August 20, 1 at 11. A detailed but definitive report on alleged fraud in the Georgia presidential election is nearing completion, Trump tweeted. In addition to Trump, 18 other defendants have also been charged with interfering in the October 2020 Georgia election. The charges include racketeering, which carries a sentence of up to 20 years in prison, conspiracy to commit fraud, deceptive surrender by 12-0, otherwise they will be detained. Willis also stated that he demanded that the 19 defendants be tried together. Range expressions, etc. This is the fourth indictment against Trump and contains a total of 13 charges. The allegations include charges such as inciting a public official to break his oath, conspiring to commit perjury to decrees and violating the province's anti-corruption law. These defendants include Trump's former Special Staff Director Mark Meadows, lawyers Rudy Giuliani and John Eastman, DEC. Friday, August 25, Fulton District Attorney Fani Willis said that Trump and the other defendants voluntarily